Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get.
Thrivers, hello. Welcome back. We are here with the Clay Clark today. We're here to talk about to buy or not buy a franchise.
Oh, yes.
We're going to get into the pros and cons of buying a franchise. But, Clay, I might say your red tie looks amazing today.
Well, I dressed up for you today, and I have this Wookiee notebook on my desk.
Yeah.
Because you should never trust a man. You should never trust a man with a Wookiee notebook. You know.
Yeah.
So I encourage you to kind of look along, listen along today, watch along, verify everything we say. Kind of trust but verify. Do your research, because you never just want to trust a guy with a Wookiee notebook. I'm trying to keep the Thrivers on their toes.
So we're keeping them on their toes today. And tell Clay, why is it important? Why is the franchise model so popular and important, in this day and age?
I'm just telling you this as an entrepreneur. Buying a franchise is one of the best things you could possibly do if you want to become an entrepreneur, but you're not quite sure what kind of business to do, or if you're somebody who wants to just own your own business, you want to own your own career, so to speak, but you don't want to start a business from scratch. A franchise is an awesome opportunity. The reason why I have not actually started a franchise myself or purchased one is because I didn't have the kind of capital needed to buy one. So I ended up having to start my own business and grow them, and I've helped other people grow their franchises and those kind of things. But I just didn't have enough money to buy one. But if you're somebody listening today and you've got a little more money than time, a little bit more money than time, and you've maybe got $30,000 to $50,000 in the bank, and you're looking for a business opportunity, this is a great way to get started with massive success quickly. But we're going to get into the pros and the cons today.
So we're going to get into the pros and the cons, and we're going to work through all of these different topics and reasons for starting a franchise. What would you say is the top reason why most people they don't start a franchise? Or is it a fear thing, or is it a capital thing, or what? Why not?
I'd say it's capital. Capital's probably the top thing. People just don't have the money needed to go buy a sports clips or to go buy a Subway. And then the second is I think a lot of people, we overvalue being able to put our individual stamp on things. And so I'm just telling you, I work in a lot of different business ventures where I don't have any say over the creative aspects of the company. But the check's still cash, and I'm very excited, and I can buy whatever I want with the money. I can be as creative as I want to with the money. And then there's other ventures where I have a lot of creative liberty, and in those ventures, as long as you make money off it, it's worth it. But I think a lot of people say, well, I don't want to buy a franchise because I want to start my own thing. And I really used to feel like that as a young entrepreneur guy, but now as I'm a little bit older and seasoned, kind of, I'm 35 and still alive, now I kind of have a little bit different perspective on it. And I'm going to try to share both the pros and the cons today.
Okay, so there's a lot of different business vehicles, to get you to your goals, and that's ultimately what this is it's just a different kind of vehicle for getting to your goals. And we're going to, walk you through on how to evaluate it. Is that right?
Absolutely. And I will say this for a lot of entrepreneurs listening. We have a lot of Thrivers who own pharmacies. We have doctors. We have dentists who are Thrivers all across the world. Buying a franchise is a great thing to do. And I work specifically and personally with doctors who've taken their money and have decided they have more money than time. And they've bought multiple franchises as a way to diversify and to increase their revenue streams. And so I know one doctor in particular who has at least 6 different ventures right now that I can think of he's making money off of. And he's done well within the franchising world. So this is a great episode for a lot of people. So here we go.
All right, so we're going to get into the pros, okay? So starting out with all of the pros of buying a franchise, okay?
Yep.
So there's 18 of them that we have listed here, and so I'm going to walk through them, and then maybe you can dive into each one of them and kind of talk about what we really mean by each of these 18 different pros here.
I'll let you lead the way, Kimosabi.
All right, here we go. So the very first pro of owning a franchise, okay, so we're talking here, is standardized financial and accounting systems. Clay, when it comes to finances and the numbers, why is this so important?
Right now, I'm paying $20,000 to do a deep financial dive into one of the business ventures I have, and that's $20,000. That's a real $20,000. Now, if I had bought a franchise where these certain systems existed, I would not do that. That would just be part of my franchise fee. So I pay, let's say, 6% of all my gross revenue, and that covers my business systems, my computers, my marketing systems, my franchise systems, my accounting systems, all that's done for you. I mean, it's like you're getting all of those services as part of that fee. So the accounting fee, they'll save you tons of time.
Okay, so the accounting part of it, I feel like in my experience in working with you and all of the thrivers around the world, accounting and the numbers, that's one of the scariest parts of the business. And so how does that play into this specific, pro for owning a business?
I'm just telling you, you can spend thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars and months of time to build accounting systems that will accurately account for the specific needs of your business. On Thrive, we teach some very specific ways to do it. But as your business grows and the complexity grows, my brother-in-law, just this past weekend, I went up to the office yesterday. Yesterday was Friday, New Year's Day, and he's up there just grinding, and he's building a new inventory system from scratch for Elephant in the Room, his business that he's growing. And so if you buy a franchise, that's already included, so he wouldn't have had to do that on New Year's Day.
Okay, so he's building that from scratch, and so you're actually leaning on people that have gone before you for that specific system.
Yeah, you're saving time and money. And
Okay.
franchises are federally regulated now. Okay, there's this thing called the FDD. It's a franchise disclosure document, and before you're allowed to sell a franchise, you have to give people an FDD, a franchise disclosure document. And the government really puts a lot of stress on making sure that the franchise owner is not selling snake oil. They're not ripping people off. They're not tricking people. And so, there's a lot of accounting specific systems that are very regulated that people have to do. But I would say, Marshall, you're going to save a ton of time and a ton of money when you buy a franchise because they already have those systems set up.
They already have those accounting systems, and I think you've alerted me now that I need to stop using that snake oil every day in the morning.
It makes your skin look beautiful.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank you.
A lot of the Thrive ladies are loving it.
So let's get to the second major pro of owning a franchise here, okay?
Sure.
So the second major pro is you get to learn from the mentors instead of mistakes. What do you really mean by that? What is that all about?
Well, I'm gonna just give you an example of a franchise that's just rocking. But if you look at the OxyFresh franchise, that's one of our Thrive mentors and partners, Jonathan Barnett. He owns a company called OxyFresh.
What do they do?
It's the world's greenest carpet cleaner. It's
Okay.
oxyfresh.com, oxifresh.com. And John's done great. Well, he has a system. They've worked with chemists to develop this cleaning system that allows you to clean your carpet with, like, I don't want to get it incorrect, but it's just a small fraction of the water needed from a typical carpet cleaner. So if you have your carpets deep cleaned, typically you're going to have just an insane amount of water that you use to clean your carpets, and you can't walk on the carpets for a few hours because they're still wet, they're still damp. Where it was with his system, it's almost dry. And he's hired a chemist to develop this stuff. This isn't like a bunch of guys going, well, what you want to do is you want to just try to boom, and then boom, and you just try to mix this up, you stir it up, you shake it up, boom. No, these are like chemists who are spending years of time designing a system. These aren't people who are just hacking away at their carpet cleaning system. And you're getting that. Now, John didn't develop that overnight. I mean, John has paid people for years and years and years to perfect and improve this system. And now he is the world's greenest carpet cleaner. It's awesome. He's EPA certified, baby. Boom.
And so what do most entrepreneurs that don't have a mentor, we talk about these mistakes, learning from mistakes. So how does that factor into whether or not to buy a franchise?
Typically in the world of entrepreneurship, what happens is we all know a guy. It's like, I know a guy. So you're going, hey, Clay, we should make our carpet more environmentally friendly. And I'm like, I know a guy. Boom, I'm going to get the guy. He's going to come in, and then it's like, boom, he knocks, and you're going, but outside of saying boom, what does he actually know about carpet cleaning? And you're going, well, it's like he used to work with a chemist, and you go, so he actually works with a chemist. Well, he knew a guy who works with a chemist. So you're saying that he basically has just bought some stuff from Johnson & Johnson. Well, basically, if that's what you want to say. But yeah, he knows a lot about the carpet cleaning, and he's a chemist, he's a virtual chemist. And then what happens is you hire these people, and they screw up, and you just pay thousands of dollars to the Noah guy, and you end up just hacking your way. But when you buy a franchise, as an example, we were installing the security system in our building right now. And so somebody says, I know a guy. And you say, okay, so, should we pay the guy? Yeah, I'll pay the guy. I know the guy. He's solid. Boom. So we pay the guy, and the guy takes the money, and he just disappears. So you have a contractor working on our security system, it just disappears. So in the world of franchising, that wouldn't happen because they would already have a vetted resource for that specific niche, and you have to use them. So when you buy business cards as a franchise owner, you have to buy them from the approved vendor. When you buy internet marketing, you have to buy from the approved vendor. Everything is like an approved, systemized, best practice system. So you can learn from the mentors who've already done it in these standardized systems, or if you're starting a business, just get ready for some punches in the face and some mistakes along the way. And if you tune into enough Thrive15.com trainings, hopefully you can avoid a lot of those mistakes. But the reality is you're going to run into a few mistakes.
Okay, so that is one of the biggest things is you avoid the costly time, the costly money, of those mistakes.
I feel like that time and money should be revered with the same intensity, if not more on time than money, because we're only going to live one time. I'm 35. I'm halfway there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, if you take 5 years to develop your system, you'd better be excited about that system.
Sure.
So for Thrive, when we started, I remember talking to some guys, and they're like, well, how long do you think it'll take it before you kind of are happy with it? I said, well, every time I start a business, it's a 5-year commitment to build something before you see any fruit from it. That's just how it is, Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people want to start a business. Maybe you just got laid off and you need income now. Maybe you decide you want to retire, but you want income coming in. Franchise is like a turnkey, boom, boom. You're off to the races. You just put gas in that car and go, boom.
Boom. Okay, so we're getting into the third major pro of owning a franchise now.
Yeah.
Okay. You are not alone. Okay. So I know that a lot of times entrepreneurs, they feel alone as they're starting and growing a business, but tell me, what do you mean you're not alone when you're buying a franchise?
Well, first off, Michael Jackson had that song, "You Are Not Alone, and I Am Here With You." Remember that song? And he was married to who was the Presley? I think it was Priscilla Presley. He was married to. And so, as you're saying, you're not alone. That's what I'm thinking in my mind right now. And so I'm just I'll move on, but I want to just tell you that's a song that's stuck in my head there. Oh, nice. I'm going to go ahead and teach over this while we play this, okay?
That's fair.
So the thing about You're Not Alone is that you literally can call your franchise office. You just pick up the phone and you dial them whenever you have a question. You're going, I don't know how to do this. You just boop, 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 and you dial. And just like Michael was there for Priscilla Presley at the time of the song's recording, they're there for you. And not only that, if you fail, they have to document your failure in their FDD, their franchise disclosure document. And they don't want you to fail because if you fail, that has to go in the document. So if I wanted to buy a OxyFresh today, and I reach out and I say, I'd like to buy an OxyFresh franchise, they're required to give me the FDD, which lists any of the people who've bought the system and failed. So they don't want you to fail because it hurts their ability to sell more franchises. So you're not alone, and Priscilla was never alone when Michael was there with her, and I'm just sorry that Michael's not with us anymore.
So it's so important for entrepreneurs to know that they're not alone. And so if you are on the site, you have a network of people that are wanting you to succeed with our mentors, our Thrive 15 mentors.
Yeah.
We're here for them if you're starting your own business.
Yep.
But maybe you want to buy a franchise and you want a whole corporation behind you wanting you to succeed. That's another option.
Well, I'll tell you an example. I talked to a Thriver the other day who he really wants help. And he's working hard, and you get the impression that he wants to win. I'm going to pick up the phone. We've called these people. We've called thousands of people, reached out to them. We want you to be successful. But if you fail due to your lack of diligence or because you decide to sleep in, it doesn't impact me in any way. Like, I care emotionally. But if you own a franchise, if I sold you a franchise and you fail, it shows up on my resume, so to speak. My FDD documents your failure. It's a whole different level. We're literally in the same boat together when you buy a franchise.
Okay, so the third pro is you are not alone. You have people supporting you. And the fourth, we're getting into number
Quattro.
4 here.
That's
Quattro.
Yeah. Did you live in Costa Rica for a while? Is that true?
I did.
When you were down there, did you choose to speak any other languages? Did you ever speak Spanish down there or no? What were you speaking down there?
I dabbled.
What did you speak down there mainly? What was the main language?
Everybody spoke Spanish.
Really?
Yeah.
So could you kind of tee up number 4 and kind of your Spanish, but do kind of your whole, the thing where you had the whole dialect and the whole, you know what I mean? Do the whole thing.
So numero cuatro.
Oh, see, that was nice.
There you go.
That felt good.
Okay. So we're getting into number 4 here, deep discounts. Okay.
Yep.
So we're talking about the collective buying power of a franchise. Okay. So what do we really mean by this? Is this important? This gets back to some of the financials, the numbers. So
yeah, here's the deal. If you're going to buy a franchise, and let's say that you're going to go buy a cup. This is my cup, by the way. It says here on my cup, thankfully, persistence is a great substitute for talent. Right there. See, because that's true, because I don't have any talent or skill. That's me right there. But the thing is that when I bought these cups, I bought thousands of these cups. So I get a better deal because I buy thousands of cups. Now, if you're a franchise owner, you might buy, collectively, all the franchises within the system might buy 100,000 cups. They're going to get a better deal than I'm getting because I'm only buying 1,000 cups, whereas they're buying, as a system, hundreds of thousands of cups because there's so many franchise owners. So who are they going to give a better deal to? Who's the vendor going to give a better deal to? The guy who's buying 1,000 cups or the guy who's buying 100,000 cups? And I will tell you, in the franchise world, you get unbelievable cost savings on a ton of items. It's just awesome.
Okay, and so that's kind of like the call it the collective buying power.
The collective buying power.
Collective buying power. And so that's so important because then you have that support mechanism behind you to purchase whatever it is that you need. And you have the vendors that they've already negotiated with. That's all that time that you don't have to spend negotiating with vendors.
What was the Schwarzenegger movie where he's like pumping iron or something? What was it called? Pumping Iron?
Pumping iron.
Yeah. Well, imagine if you're going in right now to buy a cup, and imagine that you have Arnold Schwarzenegger with you, and they're like, imagine that kind of buying power you would feel if you went in to buy a cup and you had a guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger doing the negotiation. He's like, we are here to buy the cups. We want a great deal, and they're going, who are you again? I'm very massive, But it's a deal where like you probably would give a better deal, to the guy who has a huge muscular man with him. It's almost like that negotiating power. You're kind of intimidated by that guy. And that's kind of how I'd look at it is when you're buying something and you're a franchise owner, you have this huge negotiation power. You have like a big, massive, powerful system negotiation power behind you.
Pro number 4 is deep discounts, the collective buying power. The pro number 5 here is the power of packaging. Power of packaging. And so we've talked a lot about this on our Thrive 15 episodes.
Yeah.
The Tiffany box theory versus, the Kmart bag. How does that play into the branding and the packaging of, buying a franchise?
Well, Michael Levine, one of our Thrive 15 mentors, he came up with the Tiffany theory, which is the idea that anything that is packaged in a Tiffany box, let's say, will have a higher perceived value than if you package the same piece of jewelry, the same piece of product in a Kmart bag or box. It's just because Tiffany has a higher perceived value than Kmart does. Well, if you go into a Subway, they have like awesome menus. The napkins have the Subway logo on it. They've got the nice logo in there. Everything is duplicatable. Everything is systemized. They have nice print pieces. They have little things like an NCAA tournament promotion or a Star Wars promotion they have going on. Well, you walk into Subway, they're saying right now for a limited time you can get a Star Wars cup with your purchase of a sub. And I'm going, I just spilled, I think. Billy, that's live. That's live right there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this under here, underneath my desk right here. Boom.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't even see it.
Here we go. No big deal. Moving on. But anyway, you see this right here. If I walk in with my Wookiee and they go, "Sir, are you interested in the Star Wars, in the Star Wars cup?" I go, "No. Why would you think that?" And they say, "Oh, because you have a Wookiee notebook." Sure, I'll take a Star Wars cup. So what you end up doing is you end up going out there and you end up buying, the Star Wars brand. People will go to Subway right now because they have the Star Wars themed stuff going on right now. So as a local guy, you can't just draw a Wookiee on all of the cups and go, "Hey, you guys want a Wookiee cup? I drew this myself with a purchase," because you're not licensed. And furthermore, you couldn't get licensed because you're one store and you're trying to negotiate with the Star Wars, Disney, Lucasfilm, team to get a license for nearly on the. And they say, "How many customers do you see a week?" "Oh, about 20 a day." I mean, you're just not going to get the Star Wars licensing agreement. Whereas if you're a Subway, you are. So the packaging is just so important. It's awesome.
Okay, so the power of packaging, major pro number 5. And we're getting into the major pro number 6 here.
I feel like a little boy where I spill all the time. It's like dangerous. I try to, I'm just going to have to lean over here.
Okay. Just quickly.
Moving on.
Okay. Number 6, major pro number 6, real estate experts are available to help you with site selection guidance. Tell me about that. Hold on. You said you started off the training saying that you have not bought a franchise.
True.
Okay.
Although I've helped sell many.
Yeah, helped sell many, but not bought one yourself.
That's right.
And so you haven't had anybody to help you with this site selection guidance from a franchise corporation. How important is this?
Okay, let me just tell you a story. Back in the day, I got my first lease. I was so excited because my wife was like, baby, we can't office out of the house anymore. And I'll put a picture of it on the screen here. But we used to have a house where it was like, 6,000 square feet. And it's like one half of the house was where all the employees worked. The other half's where we lived, and it was connected by a sky bridge. And it was a sweet deal, I thought, because I'm a dude, And my wife's like, hey, maybe it's kind of weird that we have 20 dudes who work in our house. And I'm like, whatever. That's not weird. That's, well, eventually, happy wife, happy life. I realized that my wife was not happy, so I needed to make a change. And so I decided to lease an office space. Well, I signed a lease, and I remember meeting with this guy. I won't mention his name, but I want to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to fight the urge, show some emotional control here. But what happens is I end up leasing the space, and on the line it says it's going to be like $6,000 a month, let's say. I think it was like $6,000 a month. And I said, is there any other costs? No, there's not, he says. And it's a document about this big. It's like you're signing a mortgage or something. He's like, no. I said, there's no other costs? He goes, nope. I said, you initial here, sign here, $6,000 a month, and every year it'll go up by 2%. I'm like, okay. So then I send it over to an attorney. He looks it over. He says, it's all good. Well, the attorney didn't look it over. That dude was BSing to me. So I'm working there for probably 6 months, and I get a bill in the mail for like $20,000. And I'm like, what is this? And they said, oh, well, that's for the common area maintenance, your share of it. And I said, what? And they go, well, because we don't have a lot of tenants right now, our utilities are such, and you guys are liable essentially for 10% of those annual utilities, and so you need to pay $20,000 right now. And I was like, how did that happen? They go, well, we had a lot of tenants move out, and you're on the line for 10%, like we said in here in our agreement, or whatever it was. Your pro rata share of your. Well, long story short, if I was working with a franchise, they would have caught that for me, because again, it is in their best interest for what? For me to succeed. Right? So they want you to succeed, because if you fail, it goes on their FDD, your shared resume, and it impedes their ability to sell future franchises. They want you to be successful. They are literally in the same boat with you, rowing with you.
And so real estate is so huge for selecting the place for your business location.
Yeah. And
so how would a franchise corporation help determine where you physically are? I mean,
well, watch out! That mic is moving there. This is today is the kind of the malfunction episode here. I'm spilling coffee. Your mic's moving around. It's craziness. But here you go. A few years ago, I remember meeting with a lady, and she had a neat business, and she told me about her business. I met her at a chamber event, and she was like, "I would love for you to come to my business and see if you could help me. I want to fix my retail experience, or fix my retail atmosphere and my experience." And I said, "Okay." So I go over there, and I get into the Hama of love, and I drive over there, and I get there, and I realize, like, where is it? So I call, boop, 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 boop. Hey, where are you? She goes, oh, it's behind yada yada. And I call, boop, 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 boop. So where is it? And I'm calling probably 3 times, trying to find it. And it's like behind this like Asian food restaurant, and then behind that is like some fitness for women business, and then behind that is like some atrium area, and then in there is her business around the corner. And he has a big old sign. And I'm going, I was really hard to find you, I'm sorry, I'm not really good with directions. And she goes, well, see, that's what I want help on, is I want to help increase our presence. Well, a franchise wouldn't let you lease that thing. I mean, somehow she leased a space that's in like the belly of the beast. It is inside the innards of Jonah's belly.
And she's saying, it was a really good deal.
Oh, it's a great deal. Every month for the next however many years she's in that lease. And so we had to focus on internet marketing to help her because there was really no other way to help her with as far as the street frontage. She was very limited.
So the franchise corporation, if you're buying a franchise, wouldn't even let you get into that position to fail, because that's ultimately what it was, is in terms of foot traffic and area that you're officing out of, your business is built. They wouldn't even let you do that.
Let me do this example. I don't know if you remember this, but it was probably about a day ago when you came to me and you said, I want to get that Mike Tyson tattoo on my face. And I was like, I don't know. You got a new girl who's kind of chasing you around. You're chasing her around. She seems like a nice person.
Right.
I don't think you should get a full face tattoo. But you're like, no, I really want to get it. But I'm going, no, because on Thrive, we're on the program together.
Sure.
We can't have that tattoo on the program.
Yeah. Maybe this side of my face. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, we've talked about that. But, the thing is, I don't want you to have a tattoo on your face because the Thrivers, it could be kind of weird, right?
Sure.
That's how the world of franchising is. They don't want you to fail because it goes on their collective face. Everyone within the franchise system will see when you fail. So they don't want you to fail. So some people go, they're limiting our autonomy. We need freedom. And I'm drinking Sam Adams and I want freedom. And you're like, well, that's great. I love your freedom mentality, but you also have the freedom to fail. So let's get serious here. So if you're a very disciplined person and you're rigorous and you just want to change the world, I highly endorse you going out there and starting your own business. But if you're going, I love following systems. I graduated from medical school. I follow systems. I'm a systems guy. Go buy a franchise. Do it. I'm telling you, it's the best move.
Okay. So number 6, real estate experts are available for you.
True.
Number 7 is the coach and support when needed. Okay. And so we kind of talked about this. We touched on this earlier, but coach and support when needed. Okay. Talk about franchise coaches and franchise corporations that put people in position here specifically to aid and assist the franchisor.
I have been called by many franchises that call me and say, hey, we would like you to come out and coach our franchisees. And I go, okay. And they say, we want you to come out to Miami on this date. We want you to do a 8-hour workshop or a 6-hour workshop or an all-day workshop or whatever they want me to do to train our people. We want you to coach our people. And I say, well, what do they need to learn? And they go, well, they're really struggling in this area. We need you to help them. And they hire me as a coach. That's what I do. I get hired as a coach to coach these people. And a lot of franchises have actually gone so far as to invest franchise coaches per region. So as an example, if you own a UPS store, you and I have worked with UPS. We went out there and spoke at their event. If you own a UPS store, there's like a regional guy. We'll call him like a regional director or a coach. And his job is to hold you accountable and make sure you're following the systems. And so that person follows you around, coaches you, mentors you, is available. They're there to answer your calls. They're there to help you and to provide you with the support you need to be successful. Now, I will tell you, any great coach I've ever had was somebody who pushed me, who challenged me, who didn't accept what I thought was okay. They pushed me beyond. Even if I did a great job, they pushed me to do an even better job. Now, and some people don't like that. They don't like to be pushed or coached and that kind of thing. And so I would highly recommend, though, that I would say that a coach is a big advantage. And a lot of franchises, again, don't want you to fail. So they bring you a coach. They are giving you the support.
The support.
Support.
Okay.
JT, do you know what time it is?
4:10.
It's Tebow time in Tulsa, Jerusalem, baby. Tim Tebow is coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th. We've been doing business conferences here since 2005. I've been hosting business conferences since 2005. What year were you born?
1995.
Dude, I've been hosting business conferences since you were 10 years old, but I've never had the 2-time Heisman Award winning Tim Tebow come present. And a lot of people, have followed Tim Tebow's football career on the field and off the field. And off the field, the guy's been just as successful as he has been on the field. Now, the big question is, JT, how does he do it?
Well, they're going to have to come and find out because I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, Tim Tebow's going to teach us how he organizes his day, how he organizes his life, how he's proactive with his faith, his family, his finances. He's going to walk us through his mindset that he brings into the gym, into business. It is going to be a blasty blast in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Also, this is the first Thrive Time Show event that we've had where we're going to have a man who has built $100 million net worth.
Wow.
Who'll be presenting. Now, we've had a couple presenters that have had $1 billion net worth in some like real estate sort of things.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've had a guy who's built a service business and he's built over $100 million net worth in the service business. It's the yacht driving, multi-state living guru of franchising. Peter Taunton will be in the house. This is the founder of Snap Fitness, the guy behind 9 Round Boxing. He's going to be here in Tulsa, Jerusalem, Oklahoma, June 27th and 28th.
JT, why should everybody want to hear what Peter Taunton has to say?
Oh, because he's incredible. He's just a fountain of knowledge. He is awesome. He has inspired me listening to him talk. And not only that, he also has, he practices what he teaches. So he's a real teacher. He's not a fake teacher like business school teachers. So you got to come learn from him.
Also, let me tell you this, folks. I don't want to get this wrong, because if I get it wrong, someone's going to say, you screwed that up, buddy. So Michael Levine, this is Michael Levine. He's going to be coming. You say, who's Michael Levine? I don't want to get this wrong. This is the PR consultant of choice for Michael Jackson, for Prince, for Nike, for Charlton Heston, for Nancy Kerrigan, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times best-selling authors he's represented, including pretty much everybody you know who's been a super celebrity. This is Michael Levine, a good friend of mine. He's going to come and talk to you about personal branding and the mindset needed to be super successful. The lineup will continue to grow. We have hit Christian recording artist Colton Dixon in the house. Now, people say, Colton Dixon's in the house? Yes, Colton Dixon's in the house. So if you like top 40 Christian music, Colton Dixon's going to be in the house performing. The lineup will continue to grow each and every day. We're going to add more and more speakers to this all-star lineup. But I encourage everybody out there today, get those tickets today. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com. And some people might be saying, well, how do I do it? What do I do? How does it work? You just go to thrivetimeshow.com. Let's go there now. We're feeling the flow. We're going to thrivetimeshow.com. Again, you just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You click on the business conferences button, and you click on the request tickets button right there. The way I do our conferences is we tell people it's $250 to get a ticket.
Yep.
Or whatever price that you can afford. And the reason why I do that is I grew up without money. JT, you're in the process of building a super successful company. Did you start out with $1 million in the bank account?
No, I did not. Nope, did not get any loans, nothing like that. Did not get an inheritance from parents or anything like that. I had to work for it, and I'm super grateful. I came to a business conference. That's actually how I met you, met Peter Taunton. I met all these people.
So if you're out there today and you want to come to our workshop, again, you just got to go to thrivetimeshow.com. You might say, well, when's it going to be? June 27th and 28th. You might say, well, who's speaking? We already covered that. You might say, where's it going to be? It's going to be in Tulsa, Jerusalem, Oklahoma. And so it says Tulsa, Jerusalem. I'm really trying to rebrand Tulsa as Tulsa, Jerusalem, sort of like the Jerusalem of America. But if you type in Thrive Time Show and Jinx, you can get a sneak peek or a look at our office facility. This is what it looks like. This is where you're headed. It's going to be a blasty blast. You can look inside, see the facility. We're going to have hundreds of entrepreneurs here. It is going to be packed. Now, for this particular event, folks, the seating is always limited because my facility isn't a limitless convention center. You're coming to my actual home office, and so it's going to be packed. So when? June 27th and 28th. Who? You're going to come. Who? You? I'm talking to you. You can just get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. And again, you can name your price. We tell people it's $250 or whatever price you can afford. And we do have some select VIP tickets, which gives you an access to meet some of the speakers and those sorts of things. And those tickets are $500. It's a 2-day interactive business workshop, over 20 hours of business training. We're going to give you a copy of my newest book, The Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You're going to leave with a workbook. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to start and grow a super successful company. It's practical, it's actionable, and it's Tebow time right here in Tulsa, Jerusalem. Get those tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hello, I'm Michael Levine, and I'm talking to you right now from the center of Hollywood, California, where I have represented over the last 35 years 58 Academy Award winners, 34 Grammy Award winners, 43 New York Times bestsellers. I've represented a lot of major stars, and I've worked with a lot of major companies. And I think I've learned a few things about what makes them work and what makes them not work. Now, why would a man living in Hollywood, California, in the beautiful sunny weather of LA, come to Tulsa? Because last year I did it, and it was damn exciting. Clay Clark has put together an exceptional presentation, really life-changing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you then. I'm Michael Levine. I'll see you in Tulsa.
James, did I tell you my good friend John Lee Dumas is also joining us at the in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop? That Tim Tebow and that Michael Levine will be at. Have I told you this?
You have not told me that.
Oh, he's coming all the way from Puerto Rico. This is John Lee Dumas, the host of the chart-topping EOFire.com podcast. He's absolutely a living legend. This guy started a podcast after wrapping up his service in the United States military. and he started recording this podcast daily in his home, to the point where he started interviewing big-time folks like Gary Vaynerchuk, like Tony Robbins, and he just kept interviewing bigger and bigger names, putting out shows day after day. And now he is the legendary host of the EO Fire podcast, and he's traveling all the way from Puerto Rico to Tulsa, Oklahoma to attend the in-person June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshop. If you're out there today, folks, you've ever wanted to grow a podcast, a broadcast, you want to improve your marketing, if you've ever wanted to improve your marketing, your branding, if you've ever wanted to increase your sales, you want to come to the 2-day interactive June 27th and 28th Thrive Time Show Business Workshop featuring Tim Tebow, Michael Levine, John Lee Dumas, and countless big-time, super successful entrepreneurs. It's going to be life-changing. Get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. James, what website is that?
thrivetimeshow.com.
James, one more time with more enthusiasm.
thrivetimeshow.com.
Shot, everything rides on tonight. Even if I got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it. I'm not to be played with because it could get dangerous. See these people I ride with. This moment, we own it.
Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York. Acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Whoa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Radio Show. Today I'm broadcasting from Phoenix, Arizona, not Scottsdale, Arizona. They're close, but they're completely different worlds. And we have a special guest today. Definition of intelligence is if you agree with me, you're intelligent. And so this gentleman is very intelligent. I've done his show before also, but very seldom do you find somebody who lines up on all counts. And it's a Mr. Clay Clark. He's a friend of a good friend, Eric Trump. But we're also talking about money, bricks, and how screwed up the world can get in a few and a half hour. So Clay Clark is a very intelligent man, and there's so many ways we could take this thing. But I thought, since you and Eric are close, Trump, what were you saying about what Trump can't, what Donald, who's my age, and I can say or cannot say?
First of all, I have to honor you, sir. I want to show you what I did to one of your books here. There's
All
a guy
right.
by the name of Jeremy Thorne, who was my boss at the time. I was 19 years old, working at Faith Highway. I had a job at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. And he said, "Have you read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad?" And I said, "No." And my father, may he rest in peace, he didn't know these financial principles. So I started reading all of your books and really devouring your books. And I went from being an employee to self-employed, to the business owner, to the investor. And I owe a lot of that to you. And I just wanted to take a moment to tell you, thank you so much for allowing me to achieve success. And then I'll tell you all about Eric Trump. But I just want to tell you, thank you, sir, for changing my life.
But not only that, Clay, thank you, but you've become an influencer. More than anything else, you've evolved into an influencer where your word has more and more power. So that's why I congratulate you on becoming. Because as you know, there's a lot of fake influencers out there too, or bad influencers.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm glad you and I agree so much, and thanks for reading my books.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thrill for me today. Not a thrill, but recognition is when people, young men especially, come up and say, "I read your book, changed my life. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this."
I learned at the academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business, and I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I am not using, and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. The linear workflow for us in getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side.
Once I saw what they were doing, I knew I had to get here at the conference. This is probably the best conference or seminar I've ever been to in over 30 years in business.
You're not bored. You're awake, alive the whole time. It's not pushy. They don't try to sell you a bunch of things.
I was looking to learn how to just get control of my life, my schedule, and just get control of the business.
Planning your time, breaking it all down, making time for the F6 in your life, and just really implementing it and sticking with the program.
It's really lively. They're pretty friendly, helpful, very welcoming.
I attended a conference a couple months back, and it was really the best business conference I've ever attended.
At the workshop, I learned a lot about time management, really prioritizing what's the most important.
Biggest takeaways are, you want to take a step-by-step approach to your business. Whether it's marketing, what are those 3 marketing tools that you want to use, to human resources.
Some of the most successful people and successful businesses in this town, their owners were here today because they wanted to know more from Clay, and I found that to be kind of fascinating.
The most valuable thing that I've learned is diligence. That businesses don't change overnight. It takes time and effort, and you got to go through the ups and downs of getting it to where you want to go.
He actually gives you the roadmap out. I was stuck, didn't know what to do, and he gave me the roadmap out step by step.
We've set up systems in the business that make my life much easier, allow me some time freedom.
Here you can ask any question you want. They guarantee it'll be answered.
This conference motivates me and also give me a lot of knowledge and tools.
It's up to you to do it. Everybody can
do these things, they're stuff that everybody knows, but if you don't do it, nobody else can do it for you.
I can see the marketing working, and it's just an approach that makes sense.
Probably the most notable thing is just the income increase that we've had.
Everyone's super fun, it's super motivating. I've been here before, but I'm back again because it motivates me.
Your competition's going to come eventually, or try to pick up these tactics. So you better, if you don't, somebody else will.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live 2 years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood.
This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
If you decide to not attend the Thrive Time workshop, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
The atmosphere of Clay's office is very lively. You can feel the energy as soon as you walk through the door, and it really got me and my team very excited.
If you decide not to come, you're missing out on an opportunity to grow your business. Bottom line.
Love the environment. I love the way that Clay presents and teaches. It's a way that not only allows me to comprehend what's going on, but he explains it in a way to where it just makes sense.
The SEO optimization, branding, marketing. I've learned more in the last 2 days than I have the entire 4 years of college.
The most valuable thing that I've learned, marketing is key. Marketing is everything.
Making sure that you're branded accurately and clearly. How to grow a business using Google reviews, and then just how to optimize our name through our website also.
Helpful with a lot of marketing, search engine optimization, helping us really rank high in Google.
The biggest thing I needed to learn was how to build my foundation, how to systemize everything and optimize everything, build my SEO.
How to become more organized, more efficient.
How to make sure the business is really there to serve me as opposed to me constantly being there for the business.
New ways of advertising my business as well as recruiting new employees.
Group interviews, number one. Before we felt like we were held hostage by our employees. Group interviews has completely eliminated that because you're able to really find the people that would really be the best fit.
Hands-on, how to hire people, how to deal with human resources, a lot about marketing, and overall just how to structure the business, how it works for me, and also then how that can translate into working better for my clients.
The most valuable thing I've learned here is time management.
I like the 1 hour of doing your business is real critical if I'm going to grow and change.
Clay really teaches you how to navigate through those things and not only find freedom, but find your purpose in your business and find the purposes for all those other people that directly affect your business as well.
Everybody.
Everyone
needs to attend the conference because you get an opportunity to see that it's real.